And he smiled as if he knew precisely what memory it's triggered, but said to my mate, "If you
Bitter.
hadn't stole my bride away at night, Rhysand, I would not have been forced to take such dramatic measures to get her back." And I'm like, no, Tamlin, you're just a crazy son of a beep.
Yeah, no, that's not how to get lady. But also, I'm kind of here for it. Cause shit.
I love it.
Freya does try to speak up a bit, goes, "You don't get to spin this to your advantage." And Tamlin's just like, "Oh my god, I can't say it."
Yes, you can. Do it. Do it.
He's like, "Oh, when you fuck her, have you ever noticed the little sound she makes right before she climaxes? Just in front of everyone, and everyone."
Hello and welcome to the Literary Labyrinth podcast. Yeah. My name is Leela. I love books that are anything to do with escapism, that take me away from the reality of life and take me somewhere distant.
And my name is Linda, and I love reading, but don't get much time for it. So I'm hoping to read some more. That is my jam.
I love it. And we are two sisters, one who reads fast
and one that reads slow.
Except I will say this week, you read a lot faster than I did.
What do you mean? Like
I've been like right up to the bar
yeah,
recording
you have been
this.
right up to the bar. I actually read this actually as soon as we finished the last episode. I was like, I can't leave it on that cliffhanger. I just need to read fast. And then I finished it, and then I was like, oh, okay, I've got to stop now.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think I've just been very tired this week. It's been a weird week. What can we say?
Yeah.
But we are here nonetheless, the Literary Labyrinth podcast. If you're new, welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining us. Please check out our previous episodes if you want to catch up with either this book or previous books, A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Thorn and Roses. We are discussing, of course, A Court of Wings and Ruin, book 3 of ACOWAR. And this is, we left the last episode on a bit of a cliffhanger. So we're going to continue discussing this. And if you're a returning listener / viewer, thank you. We love you. Welcome again.
Yay.
And keep sticking with us and share and tell all your friends about us.
We
appreciate it. We will. We're like the people that are like, oh, how have you not read this already? Sorry.
We will get through it.
We're getting through it. Well, without further ado, let's get in. We are starting chapter 31 to 45,
chapter
right?
45, yeah. Oh,
okay.
And there's a lot to discuss. So we left off. There's the ravens who've come from Highburn, and Nesta and Freya are running away down in the library underground. It's like a circular format, so they keep going round and round down to the darkness, away from these soldiers. So
yes, in the pit of something that lurks beneath, that Cassian had previously said he went down there, saw something, and was freaked out and would never tell
oh my god,
Rhys what he saw. Well, clearly that's why Nesta's like, ding ding ding, how am I gonna get away for these guys, considering they've just blown Faebane straight into my face and I've not got much use of my powers. I'm going to go down and see the darkness. So she goes, and they're all taunting her, these two ravens who work for Highburn. And then she's there and she tells Nesta to go down this little slot. And then she brings it. It's kind of like a pathway.
I was confused about that. She just said, like, I saw a little bit of light. It was like, run. And I was like, is that like a passageway? Or how is she getting away? Why don't you just follow her? Like, why is she doing the whole, like, you save yourself and I'll distract her? I was like, I didn't really get that bit.
Yeah, because the thing is, what she does is she blocks the pathway, right? But why couldn't she just go in with Nesta and then block it from the other side?
Maybe I read that wrong, but I was like, what's going on there? But anyway,
she was just trying to do, I'm being a protective sister, go. And then Nesta eventually goes, okay, fine, I'll leave you because you're kind of forcing me. And then we're back to Farah going, I'm going to lean against this bookshelf that I'm feeling now in the darkness, and hopefully the ravens don't find me.
Well, they're like taunting her in the dark and trying to find her. And they mention the queens, which again, like, what's happened with them? And they said, oh yeah, so in the Cauldron they wanted to be they, like Nesta and Elaine, and they said that the youngest one went first, put herself in the cauldron to be Fae, but the cauldron was not happy after Nesta messed it
Nesta
up.
took something. Nesta
Yeah,
forced it to give her something. And so, as a retaliation for the next person jumping in the cauldron, it was like, I am angry and
yeah,
I'm not putting up with this stuff. And so, the youngest queen turns into a fae, but she's withered and old.
yeah, because beauty means the most to her. So they're like, right, if you like that, then I'll take it away. And she is pissed. She's pissed.
Yes. But now she's realized as well that Elaine ain't just on some crazy whole pills. Elaine can see the future, or she can see into not the future, or she can see what's currently happened far away. And because she mentioned withered hands.
Yeah, the queen, something like the hands, yeah, and like the cauldron. So yeah, and I thought that I was like, is this something to do with the queen? But I thought it was the old queen. I thought it was to do with the old queen, and maybe she'd
You
gone
did
into the
say that.
cauldron. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
like one of the younger ones. But none of
the
those
young
queens want to go
one.
in there now. Not after what happened there.
So then we kind of come back to Farah, who,
Hmm.
so she's now heard the ravens talking about how the queens are really angry and they're after Nesta for
Yeah,
messing it up. Because now the other queens after the young one who came out withered will not go in that cauldron. They're
yeah,
like
no.
freaked out. They're like, no, no, I'm not doing that. But at this moment in time, the ravens are coming towards Farah and she starts hearing a voice speaking to her in the
Oh yeah, further down
darkness.
and down and down into the darkness. Because they're
Yeah,
just taunting that they're going to kill her and take her to Highburn and yeah,
they're gonna take her away.
yeah, and so she's going down there, and they're like, "Who's she talking to? What's going on?" And was it the darkness or whatever she can sense is
Mystery
saying, "Then,
darkness, man.
so would you
No,
like me to
we don't
kill
know what
them?"
it is.
We don't know what it is, but yeah, she has to make a bargain with it. So she said, "Should please help me?" And they
Yeah.
said, "You can, but what would you give me?" And she was like, "Company," and she's like,
No,
"To
that's
eat?"
right. And she's like thinking it wants to eat me, and he's like, chuckle, chuckle. No, just someone to talk to me about life. And you're like, oh, so he's just lonely, this thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm fair being very judgy. You want people to eat? No, I just want to have a
It's
chat.
like discrimination, judgment.
Discrimination.
Yeah.
Discrimination
So
to
this
monsters.
Yeah, I know. People are like, maybe ask us first. Anyway, so the mysterious darkness in the library monster says, if you can give me company, someone to talk to me about life, that would be great. And she goes, sure, but she doesn't specify who's going to be the company. And then
Yeah.
it
Oh,
says,
when?
do you want me to kill them now? And then she's like, yes, please. And then it goes, close your eyes. And I'm like, maybe it's like that scene in Indiana Jones and the
They
the
are.
ark where
Yeah.
they have to close their eyes while it's like killing things. So maybe it's like that. So she closes her eyes and she just hears like cracking of bone and ripping of blood, and it sounds like pretty nasty stuff. But
Yeah.
then boom, Cassian comes in like 2 seconds
Hands
later, and you're
down.
like, where were you? Where were you? Because literally seconds ago I'm making a deal with this thing that I don't know what it is, and now you're here. It's like the police showing up right at the end of the movie too late. Every
Yeah.
time, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she's just like, well, he takes her, goes off, hauls her out, and they're still screaming. Who knows what's going on? But yeah, Cassian has to give her and Nesta a big glass of brandy to get over it.
Yes, it's pretty nasty. And Reese is very angry. He's very annoyed at himself because he's like, if I have all these powers, then what's the point? I couldn't even stop these ravens penetrating the wards of my night court,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even protect my mate. She had to make a bargain with some mystery. So I'm like, yeah, fair enough, Reese. I get you're pissed. You're annoyed,
Hmm.
but give yourself a little break. Like, this is unprecedented.
Yeah, I don't understand how like they got through the barrier again. Like, is it that bad that they can get in all the time? But then they said it was a spell that the
It was a
Kyber King
spell.
could only use once, and I was like, really? Like, I feel like you wasted that one time.
There must be bigger spells because clearly, as we continue in this conversation, that was a distraction. It's nothing meant but a distraction
No, he
to
wanted Nesta. He came for Nesta because he's pissed off about the Cauldron.
he wants Nesta, but it was also, I think, a point of distraction as well. But I don't think he thought the ravens would get killed from it. They thought they would come, extract, take, go, and that's it. That was the distraction. And then they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what happened?" And that would be it.
Yes.
But it didn't work out that way.
No.
And so anyway, they're having their brandies, Nesta and Farah. And then she also sees a image that Cassian lets her into her mind or something, just to show what happened. Nesta ran up wherever she could, the passageway of light, found Cassian and just was like, Farah, help, go. And then that's how he found her.
Oh, yeah, and Clotho rang the bell so that they'd know.
She did. Right,
so
she
that
rang the bell,
they
the
knew.
priestess.
Yeah, because I think if she had never rang the bell, none of them would have actually turned off. They would have just been all stuck down there. Thank God for the monster in the basement.
Thank God for the dark monster in the basement, and thank God for Clotho. Just saying. Without those two people, you screwed.
Yeah.
So then in chapter 32, they go back to the House of Wind, and then Cassian's there checking up on Farah and Nesta. They're unhurt. Rhysand's like got blood all over his hands, and she's like, "Why did you do?"
What happened?
Yeah, and he's like,
tattoo as well. She got a
"That's
new tattoo.
right," because she made a deal with the dark monster. So it's like, here's the writing. Because if you break a deal, it's very bad for your health.
Why are they all tattooed? You make a deal, you get a tattoo. Woo!
I'd be like, I don't like this tattoo. Could you make it nicer?
Yeah. I think, it was just a band. And I was just like, oh, okay. But, so they find out that, I think Elaine might not be crazy.
Because what's the other thing? She said 2 ravens, 1 white, 1 black will come.
Yeah. So they're all sat there discussing it and everything. I can't remember how it comes up, but they're all like discussing what's happened today.
Listen, I might give Farah a pass, but see the rest of them who are like hundreds of thousands of years old?
Yeah, because I know.
Wake up, man.
Yeah.
How are you that dumb?
You've been cursed by the Cauldron. Not that one. Oh, yeah, because they're saying, like, who will help us? Who's good? Like, because the chapter ends with her talking about this, like, what's going on, and Elaine's in the room, and Freya says, oh, who's going to help us in this battle? And then Elaine pipes up and goes, the Queen. And then they're like, this is like, what Queen? And she's like, the one that was cursed. And not that one, the other one, the Queen that didn't turn up. Remember the one that was saying that she's ill? Elaine does some all weird thing going, the Queen with the feathers of flame. And everyone, and it's only Asriel that goes, I think she's a seer because she's getting everything right. And they're all like,
Asriel's the only one that clocked it. And they're like, oh, what?
Clocked it like 3 chapters. But
yeah, we all clocked it. We're like, clearly she can see something in the future. Yeah. And they're like, maybe she's on crazy pills. And I'm like, maybe you just haven't asked the right questions. How about that?
Poor Elaine. Does no one think of Elaine?
No, I do feel bad for her. Nobody seems to care. I mean, Nesta's obviously around, but yeah,
she's very protective, just like, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so we know there's the other queen that has some sort of curse. She can fly during the day and be human at night or something.
Yes.
But she's stuck. She's stuck in this house under somebody's rule. We don't know who that is, but we know that the area is near a lake.
Yeah, so I was like, so she didn't, before this all kind of kicked off, like they sent her the book or something. It must have been like she said, I don't want to do this. And the queens were like, well, we want to do this. We're not keeping the book away from them. We're going to ally with Hybern. She's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Right, we're going to curse you then. And they just send her away to this like sorcerer then. So you're like, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, or they made some kind of deal with the King of Hybern to say, okay, we're in cahoots, but she isn't. Deal with her, and then that's what's happened.
Yeah, they sold her to the darkness. Yeah, as you said, there's a lake, this guy, sorcerer who lives by a lake deep in the continent. And what made me think is that the car of his brother? Because remember, he said my brother was like contained by a lake.
Yeah.
Is this the lake? Is this the lake? Or is this something completely different?
Could be the car of his brother
as well. But I don't know why he's cursed her to be a bird, it looks like. So she's she's a bird during the day and a human at night. I
Human
didn't
at
see that.
night or
Human
something
at
like
night.
that.
Okay.
But that's what she said anyway. So.
Okay.
But yes, the revelation becomes that, oh, guess Elaine's a seer. We should have clocked that. And then Rhysand's just like annoyed and his
He's
hands
just
are
very
messed up
annoyed
because
in these chapters. Just very annoyed and
but
angry.
I think he has the right to be annoyed because he's just frustrated that he can't seem to do anything right and he's trying to be a good person. And you're like, it's, and then Farah consoles him and it's all fine and we move past it. But yes, the key point of that is finding out about the queen who's cursed and Elena's the seer. And
Yeah.
and
And then we
Hybern's
learn
coming.
more about this queen who's been cursed and how she can help them in the war, but no one knows where she is and they had to find her. So Lucian says, I'll go. And I do feel bad for Lucian and I get it. Like he's just a bit of a limp piece of furniture in their night court at the
But you know
moment. They
what?
don't have much to do.
No, and he knows he can't help Elaine, like, because of Nesta, and obviously she's uncomfortable. But I think this is a good point because he even says, it's my time to do something and not just stand back. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, little late, Lucian, but at least you're trying to do something. And then he says, I'll kit myself up, get the map, get my gear on, and then tomorrow morning, winnow me to the continent area, and then I'll go look for her. And you think, great, Lucian's on that. That's obviously going to come up later. Fantastic. But then there's a moment, wasn't there, where Elaine almost looks like she's going to stop him as he's about to
Yeah, on the
winnow.
stairs, like
And she's
already.
like, he never saw that. But then obviously that's instinctful because they're mates. So she must have not realized she's doing it.
Felt really
I don't
sad.
think Elaine cares about Lucian. She's just got that instinctful chemical reaction of wanting to do it because that's what the tug is.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think she's still in, like when Freya was through the whole PTSD with Under the Mountain, I think Elaine just has a bit of PTSD and needs to get she's still traumatized. She just needs to go. She's
So
not
traumatized.
crazy. So what people think she is crazy, she is still traumatized, but she's slowly coming out of it.
She's just trying to deal with it. She's been shoved in a cauldron
Yeah, you
and
don't need
told
it.
she has to be something else.
And here's a relationship right here. No.
Yeah. Hey, I'm your mate. No, it's too soon. I've just been traumatized. And also, you're the guy that put me in this situation. So no.
Yeah. So I did feel a
Anyway.
bit bad when he was just he was ready to go and she saw him at the top of the stairs and and he just looked at her and you could tell Lucian's heart was breaking, but she was like, all right, bye.
Then she's like, no. You're like, yeah, but this is Lucian's moment. Go do this and be good and get it done. Get it done, Lucian.
Get it done. I'm going to find out what this phoenix or bird or whatever. It sounds like a phoenix to me because she said firebird and that's the only firebird I know.
Yeah, that seems fair. So then the group asks Elaine further questions, which we already know about. But the queen, just so we make clear, name is Vasa.
Yeah, Queen Vasa.
Vasa, and she's young. She's in her 20s.
Right, okay, so she's one of the younger queens and she's been bullied out.
She's like 26 is what they sort of say, I think.
Of course, so she can glam up and be like, there's a romance. There's a romance there. Can't have a queen that's 45. Romance doesn't exist for those past the age of 35.
No. What? Why no? But which is total nonsense, okay, guys? It's not like that.
To be young, to have fair love.
Get something. No, I think these is good. These is a good. It's in the middle between the 20s and the 40s, and that's a nice age to have somebody. But anyway, here we are. It's like, oh, I'm in my 20s, but these guys are hundreds of thousands of years old. Okay.
Yeah. So he goes. Amren has been trying to find out if the king was ever in the city, but he's not. He's not that foolish to be in the city. He's just gonna get people.
But what is it? She's on the hunt, right?
The hunt. Yeah, and it's a bit like what you call it, that Prince of Egypt. They put blood outside their door to warn her off.
As an offering. No, it's an offering to say thank you for doing this. We know you're messed up. And then they leave glasses like this at the front gate. Here's your blood. Here it is. There you go. I'm just going to shut my door now. And Amren's on. So she's probably getting absolute plastered on blood While
Yeah,
she's like,
she's
oh
been
yeah, it's
Santa.
clear. Just doing Amaranth is probably the healthiest she's ever been. She'd be like, you're welcome. But she's
Which she could not find.
assessing. She hasn't found him yet. There's no Highburn King. He wasn't there. The wards were just that spell and the two ravens. That's all.
Yeah.
So they know that now, and everything gets sort of settled for now.
And Nesta's still doing it. Like, this is a thing as well. Nesta's still like doing her, I don't know, mind control in her head. I don't know what she's doing. I just wish.
She's doing classes with Amryn, which I think is just her shields, her protective wards, but she's also doing more stuff about psychic stuff, which is
Who
hilarious
knows?
because every time it comes up, Farah's like, I don't know what stuff they're doing, but I daren't ask. Why won't you ask?
I'm sorry if it was
What
you.
is wrong with you?
If it was
I'd
you,
be
I'd
like,
be
no,
what's
tell
going
me
on?
what you're doing.
What
What are
happened?
you doing?
What's your power? Why is your all freaky? Why you got freaky eyes sometimes?
I don't want to
What's going
talk
on?
about it. I don't want to talk about it.
You will talk about.
And then I'll be like, you tell me now or I'm going to dake you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're going in a war, man.
this ain't the time for your gibber
Yeah. So like, yeah. Anyway,
dinner-
so she's
dinner-
all doing that, and then Reese says something like, I can't remember what he calls Nesta something. She says, he's just taken Lucian to the continent, and she's like, how's our new seer coming up? And Nesta's like, don't you dare call my daughter, not my daughter, my sister a seer. Reese is just like, what the hell? And Freya's like, don't provoke her.
And he's like, oh, but it's fun. And I'm just like, Nesta, do you know what? Just whatever. Okay, sure. But the chapter kind of ends going into chapter 35 with discovering through Amryn's friend.
She comes to the door.
She's like, Summer Court's being attacked by Highburn. Deal with it.
Yeah, I've left you with that information. Do as you wish.
What are you gonna do with it? And then they're like, oh my god, everybody. So Nesta, Elaine, Amryn stay where they are, and Cassian, Moore, Azriel, Farah, and Reese go with a bunch of their army peeps to Summer Court, Adriata. And goes, okay, and then it's just like absolute chaos. It's like blood and war and just fighting all over the place. And I just feel bad for the Summer Court because weren't they just trying to rebuild their place last time? And now it's like a complete poor guys, honestly. So anyway, Moore and Farah go off into the kind of palace area to try and clear it while the others are fighting elsewhere.
So they're like keeping the palace safe. So so it's Moore and Freya being badass at the castle. That was quite good. Right. I actually like this bit of them going like saying like, use your powers, get our like swords out, and let's go like kill some peeps.
I did, and it was interesting because this was the first time Farah's been in a proper battle.
She was in that one. She was in that one that was the end of Mist and Fury, where she made the sea wolves.
Yeah, but I would say this one was much more impactful because she was very much this one is, they're already murdering so many people. Like, there was much more soldiers impacting against the Summer Court soldiers. So I feel like this was a proper big battle. And it's the first time Moore was like, if you kill someone, you know, it's okay. If you can't, just tell me. And she's like, no, I got it. Because then when she's killing people and getting through, she does vomit afterwards. So
no, oh yes, so yeah, true. Because she was doing a bit like that at the last one. She's like, oh dear, but yeah, now she's sort of like badass. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you. Boom.
Yeah, and then so they're doing all right and they're clearing the palace.
Yeah,
but before that,
like they're doing well.
They're kicking butt, but before that happens, she goes into Reese's mind, who's over somewhere else in the Summer Court. He's like on a ship, I think.
Oh no, that's yeah. I remember that. She's like killing all the people going down the palace, kind of helping all the servants that. Because the High Fae have like blockaded them upstairs, like, and
the lesser Fae, they don't have powers, and so they've just been trapped.
Yeah, so they're trying to help them. And then they
Mm.
get it kind of like secured. And then, yeah, like you say, she starts getting a vision from Reese about him being on the ship.
Yeah,
Because,
she
oh, yeah,
goes
because his
into his
powers are being
mind.
dulled. His powers are being dulled a bit. And he's wanting to find out what the hell is happening and where's this coming from. And it's one of the Highburn ships, isn't it?
Yeah, he goes on the ship, and then the King of Highburn comes into view, and he's standing right in front of him. And she's like, kill him, kill him, kill him, be done with this.
Yeah.
And you're thinking,
Come on, Reese.
absolutely. But then he's like, it's not that easy. And then he's also weak. And
He's just having back
they're
chat with Reese. And like Reese is
back
just
chat.
going with it. Yeah.
He's having back chat. And then eventually, after lots of dialogue, he throws an arrow and it ripples. And the King of Hyburn's like, you think I would be here? I'm not, he's an
Yeah.
illusion. He's not even there.
Yeah, like he's just a hologram or whatever they
Hmm.
have in those days. But yeah, before he does like kind of disappear, he says, um, there was room at the table for everyone, so long as they thought like you. But the loyalists, how delighted in shutting us out. Like, so basically, he tried to get everybody around the table to like kill the humans, and that's why they doesn't like them having other power. And this is the why he's doing it. I feel like there's another reason why he's having this battle, but that's just me.
It
But he's
kind
like,
of,
no, I hate mortals, and you're trying to side with them, and you could have just been on my side, but you're not, and now you're gonna die.
I think that's the thing. I mean, you finally kind of get a reason why the King of Highburn is doing this, because there's obviously two sides of it that everybody at the table is going, from his point of view, the humans get access to our lands when they've done nothing to deserve it. They don't contribute.
Yeah, they're our
They're
slaves.
just taking. They're just taking. And we have to just accept it and live in unit, together. This is so insane. Whereas he sees themselves as an elite, and they're elitist, and they should be, or loyalist, and therefore they are the hierarchy, and so they should just cull anything that is not Fae. So ethnic cleansing, essentially.
Yeah.
And why the way he's reacting it is he can't understand why Rhysand and the others don't understand that. And because he was the minority of the time when the round table happened, he was shunned to an island of Highburn and just told, deal with it. And he hates that. And he feels
Yeah.
isolated from the community. Yeah, so whether he's right or wrong, he's not, but
Yeah.
that's his truth. His belief is this, which is why he's so
Yeah.
motivated, I
I
guess.
think I get the whole thing. He hates the humans and he wants to kill them all. But I think it's like, I mean, he wouldn't have done the whole thing with sent Amarantha here and just let her get on with like having everybody under the spell for 50 years. I just think he's like, yep, I'm going to kill the humans and I'm going to take all over. Prithian's going to be mine.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's it. Like, that's the second thing.
Yeah. And it's interesting, he jabs a couple of times about Amarantha used to call and say, I got Rhysand, he's such a whore, he does what I want and stuff. And she's like,
Mm. But I didn't know. I thought they were pissed off at each other because she went behind. Remember, like when she went to Prithian, like she went behind the King of Hyburn's back, took his spell book, and went to and kidnapped everybody in
Yeah.
Prithian. She was supposed to kill everybody, and he was pissed off at her because she did it because she
done
just
it.
had this revenge in her. And
Yeah.
he's like, "What are you doing? You're just blinded by revenge," which she was, and that was her damn fault. But he just let her be with it, and I'm just like, what? In the 50 years, you didn't think maybe I'll get the Cauldron now because she's okay. She's over there.
I think it was the way it's kind of also conveyed is that the King of Highburn was forced. This situation happened. He wasn't happy about it, but he utilized it as, okay, I'm gonna use it to bring down the High Lords and then make my jab, and that's it. But not yet.
He had 50-year chance. What was he
Yeah,
waiting for?
he took his
What are you
time. He
waiting
did.
for?
The Cauldron? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he was looking for the Cauldron first. Who knows?
I know. I just was a bit like, there is more to this story. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so Reese comes back and he's like, it was all a hologram. He wasn't really there.
But before he comes back, she comes out of his mind because he's about to attack the other soldiers that have just come upon him. And Moore and Farah go through and they see that guy that's Amron's mate, or it's not mate, sorry, wrong word.
Varian.
Friend.
Like, Varian? I keep saying
Varian?
Valerian, but it's
I
not.
know.
Which is a
And he says
Valerian.
he's in the room, and she's pointing out that like Tarquin is in there with the maps, with the strategies. Go in, and then she
No, go
goes
for it.
in. Yeah,
Awkward.
yeah, awkward. Hi, Tarquin. Remember last time I was here? Obviously, rightly so. He's peeved.
Yeah,
Because
but
he's
show
like,
me the
"Oh,
guy.
did you come to steal from me again? Are you come to like, kill me like all the
Yeah,
people of Highburn?" And she's like, "No, no, we're not with Highburn. We're fighting against Highburn for you, and
yeah,
we cleared the palace." And, but still rightfully so, he's, skeptical.
yeah. He is pissed. He's like, yeah, you'll just backstab me and steal something else.
And Moore's talking because Farah says, "I couldn't find the words, I was too stressed." And I just thought, you know what, Farah?
Guilt.
Buck up.
Yeah,
Buck
you.
up. She
But yeah, it's
reminded, because he even says, "I'm not talking to you more,
oh
I'm
yeah,
talking to
100%.
Farah."
Yeah, she's the one
And
that's so you gotta face me.
she's gonna face me. And I was like, fair point. And then Reese comes in and he sort of finishes the conversation saying, "The reason we stole for you, we had our own reasons." Does not tell him
No, that
what those
doesn't.
reasons were.
You stealing all my money, Leela, and then you say I had my reasons. Does not help. I'm like, freaking hell are these reasons?
Linda, I had my reasons for stealing it.
I'm
Listen,
still gonna
if you
kill you.
wanna talk about it, there's a meeting in 3 days. Talk to me then.
What, really, guys? But yeah, he's really pissed. He
Yeah.
says, I heard, like, because he's coming from this. He's like, I heard Tamlin took you. Then I heard the spring court fell and collapsed within, and its people in revolt. And then you got, like, and then I thought you had come for me to help Hybern finish us off. So that's where he's coming from, because he knows that she
Totally.
went, he
'Cause
went there and like spring court.
yeah, it's not exactly the smartest decision. No offense. Now you think if you're trying to unify people. Anyway, so it
Yeah.
comes off really bad, and then he's like, maybe tell her not to talk to a high lord giving orders, and he's like, she's a high lady, she can tell whatever she wants. And then he just chuckles and goes, "Oh, well, you always used to spit at tradition." And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, you left the door open for Highburn. They docked in his harbors. You did this. It kind of is her fault because she pissed off, like, well, she blew up Spring Court. So, like, they all came in and then they just went up
Because
to
they're next
Labyrinth.
door. They're right
Yeah.
next door.
She didn't even
So
get, like,
he's
she didn't even give Summer Court a heads up going, we did it on intentional, like,
no,
to get,
I have to,
support Highburn.
you have made such an excellent point. Can I just say, okay, I'm gonna say it. I don't care who comes for me. I don't like Farah, okay? I don't. I like the story. I like the world building. But Farah, can I understand the PTSD stuff? Yeah. Can I understand, where her journey has come from? But her inability to ask questions that are key moments to,
She is,
you
like,
know,
20. Is she? I don't know how old
yeah,
she is.
but like she has so many people around her that are
What?
so wise. Maybe read, maybe ask the questions, keep talking. Like, why would you do that? Who are you talking about? Let's talk about this. She just kind of goes, well, come
Oopsie.
on.
Yeah,
I'm
she's so
sorry,
good.
but at this point in the story, she ain't got any option to say, "Oh, well, I'm 20. I don't get it." You've gone through a lot. I know you're in your 20s, but you have gone through a lot, which makes you super more experienced than any 20-year-old. And you
Yeah.
also have people that are a lot older than you, very experienced. And you have a library the size of, I don't know, Cancun, for God's sake. Like, come on.
Come on. Yeah. Feel like when she did the whole thing about Springport, she might have, like, let at least Summer Court know going, I know you're pissed off with me, but she has some good terms with them. Maybe not
Because
all
they
before.
chicken shit. They didn't want to say, I kind of feel ox about Tarquin, so I'm just going to, like, not do anything.
Yeah,
Guess what
Amber sent
happened?
her a lot
Million.
the postcard.
That's what I'm trying to say. Amran had a communication. She could have said, listen, the reason we did this, because now it's done, the Cauldron thing,
Yeah.
was because we needed the book and we apologize, but we want to be transparent with you. And all they do is like, we need to be transparent at the meeting in 3 days. Be transparent now!
It's too late.
Now!
Yeah. It's too late now.
Their timings are poor. They are
Oh,
so
yeah, it's
poor.
always pure. And Reese always does a bad thing. Like the whole thing about Valaris and telling the queens, and then he was like, oh, I might tell somebody else about it, like the Nightmare Corps or something. And I was just a bit like
the
no,
orb
no,
thing. Here's
yeah,
Valaris. Dumb decision.
it's a stupid. He's like, my parents and my grandparents and everybody have kept Valaris for like thousands of years secret, but now he's just decided to open up, and nobody agrees with him about doing it.
But you
And
know what?
what
As
is
a also as a stupid point, as a story point, because he went through all that with Amarantha to keep it secret, and then at this point he's like, it's time to tell. No, it isn't.
no,
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 it
it's not.
wasn't. It was not.
It's actually more
This was
time.
not the yeah, this is again the same situation. You shouldn't have let people know that Valaris is real. What could have been an interesting story point is that someone discovered Valaris and the secret came out, and then that's out of your control. But
Yeah.
no. Anyway, that's my point with that, is that's why Fair is starting to really aggravate me. The fact that she doesn't question about Elaine, she's just like, oh, she crazy. No. And then the fact that she's like, Nesta, I don't know what she's doing with Amryn. Who knows? I won't ask questions.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, God, yeah, and they just leave it. Come to the meeting, Tarquin. I know your city is burning, and we've like managed to get away from the thing, like, you know, neutralize and get the enemy away. But yeah, come to our meeting. And he's like, F off.
He's like,
I
get
don't know
out.
you're here.
Get
Like, he's
out.
like, we're just gonna go up the top with our like soldiers just to make sure everything's out. He's like, no, bugger off. I'm kind of on Tarquin's side going like
100. Okay, aside from the high lady comment, because I'm like sexist, but that's just a societal thing there. I'm completely with Tarquin. He's like, get out. What are you talking about? My city is on fire. Yeah, you have messed this up. You have not been transparent. I thought we were allies until you stole from me. You hadn't even confessed about that.
Yeah.
No.
You won't tell me the reason why.
Yes. So I'm 100% with Tarquin. I think Tarquin is right to keep his guard up, and he seems like a decent, morally grounded person than they are. And they just go, we're at your disposal like a bunch of pussies. I'm sorry, but like, get out my face. I'm sorry. I can't deal with them at this point. And they're just like, yeah, it's really tough. The decisions of war. It's not. Just
but we helped you.
Like, so what, you helped me this one occasion and suddenly all is forgiven? It doesn't work like that. No.
Yeah, I think they were just like, oh, thanks so much for helping. Let me take those blood rubies back. Did not happen like that.
No, if it had happened like that, I would have enraged. So I was quite happy that Tarquin was like, just get out. The fact that I haven't murdered you right now is enough. Get out.
Yeah. So yeah, they go
anyway.
off to the top of the mountain, top of the mountains away from the city to just kind of tend to their wounded and calm down a bit. Make sure the city is secure before they go back off to the night court.
Yes.
Like, this is another thing where, like, I don't know if this is going to piss you off. Like, she's kind of like helping out with the wounded and stuff, and she's tired, and she sits in a bucket and she passes out because she's so tired, you know. And so he's in there, and like, you know, he's doing his whole angst and be like, oh, you know, I need to try and sort it out and all this kind of stuff.
So much
pressure. And then they get it on in a tent between.
No, but that's the one thing. They're having a conversation, right, about how it's hard and all that stuff. And you're like, that's fair. You know, you're talking about the difficulties of war and you're just talking it out with your mate. Fine, I understand that. And then she says, I'm going to kiss you. And then she throws him down. And then he's like, oh, so I guess we're having sex now. And I'm like,
there are like people dying outside.
Yeah, and then apparently they put a shield around them so they don't hear the screams of people dying, so they can enjoy the sexy time. And I just went, look, I'm not trying to say that your messed up minds from the insanity of potentially going through a big battle today that you needed to let some tension out. But it's a little weird when people are still bleeding outside. Like, could you maybe just cuddle and kiss and then go when we get back to Valaris away from the deathly screams of death? Maybe then we can have an intimate moment. But it was just unnecessary.
Well, they could have, like, they just winnow.
And I'm all for smut.
Somewhere else for a bit and then come back. But no, they did it, like, in the middle. And then it's just like, wasn't it like 12 didn't make it through the night?
I know, it's like, we had sex. The next morning, 12 didn't make it. Why didn't they just kiss? and hug each other, and we held each other, and we went to sleep together, and that's it. They didn't have sex. They just held each other in an embrace, and then stroked each
Yeah.
other's heads and stroked the back with the arms. And that would have been a better scenario. But it's just like, I tell you what this is like. Okay, I'm dealing with a lot of trauma. Let's just have sex. That'll fix it. Okay,
Didn't that
that's
just happen with,
cemented.
like Tamlin? That's what happened when they came back from the mountain. They were like, we can't talk to each other, discuss our feelings, so let's just have
We'll
sex.
just have sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Look how that worked out.
guys, don't do that.
Guys, look how that worked out.
And they're like, we do talk about our problems, but then we have sex. And I'm like, listen, I'm all for smut, but at the right times.
At the right time.
At the right
Go.
time, when it's really warranted. Anyway, we get past that. They wake up the next morning, and then they winnow back to Valaris, and Amren's there with Nesta and everybody, and they're like, "What happened? Like, you're bloody and stuff."
Oh. Yeah, you didn't send a message like you said you were going to.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
So they don't know who's alive and who's dead because Cassian's not there, is he? And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, but she doesn't want to say outright, like,
Where is
Nesta
he?
doesn't want to say outright. She's like, where is he? Like, and Moore just goes, yeah, he's not here. He's away or something. It doesn't give much
But
information because
she has to say his name, though. She says Cassian, and you're
She
like,
does. It's the first time.
"Ooh, Nesta, what you saying?" But Moore
Amra's
gets
the
really
same.
annoyed
She's
at
like,
her.
I say, but even like Amra's the same. She goes, how is everybody? And he looked like, Varian's fine. And she's like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
Doesn't
what?
ask about
Is
the
everyone
city.
good?
Doesn't ask
Bye.
the city. Just,
Yeah,
is
she's
he
like, you know
okay?
the guy?
Right.
Yeah, the Varian guy that you're friends with in the summer court? Yeah, he good. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, she's just like, okay, that's all I'm interested in. Bye.
Yeah, and then they just move. And Moore says the classic line, which I've heard multiple. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth, girl.
I actually like Moore in this. So for this part, like I've actually really liked Moore, and I'm like, yes, Moore. Like ever since she's just been like, Reese, you're an idiot. Azrael, you're an idiot. Like what the hell?
I think Moore is the only sensible one.
Yeah,
In my
just
head
as
right
what.
now. Moore is wise. She is smart. She is saying the right things, and everybody else is doing stupid stuff. Azrael is smart. The only bad decision he made was the whole heiress thing and not telling her about it. That's
Yeah.
the only thing he has done that he's coughed up. But everything up until now, Azrael seems to be solid. He knew about Elaine. He's like tries to do
Emotions. He handles his
exactly
emotions.
handles himself. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. So yeah, we ended that chapter, and yeah, everybody's okay, apart from all the soldiers and literally most of the summer court. Everybody,
Yeah.
the main characters are okay.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
Nobody of the main characters have died.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm exhausted. I fell off a bucket. I was like sleeping, but then we had sex, and now I'm really tired. I want to go to bed. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Reese, take me to the prison.
Okay. I'm gonna say something right now. So, yeah, so they're still bloody, and they're like, okay, let's go bathe and stuff. But before anything, Nesta just goes, take me to the prison, and Reese doesn't ask questions. I'm like, this is your problem, guys. Sorry. Reese doesn't ask Farah, why are we going to the prison? He just goes, okay, whoosh, and winnows them there. And then they're in front of the bone carver. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's learned some information. Completely useless part of the story. Nothing happens. Why did she feel the need to talk about it? Was it just to add in a couple extra like pages? I didn't need that. It was worthless of my time.
It was a needless visit.
I don't want to get you the mirror that you asked for. Pick something else. And he goes, no, I want to see my world, which is through the mirror. So go get it. And we've got a deal. Where's my bone? And then they just throw a chicken wing bone. And he's like, you're dead.
Why not ask the question, right, everyone that touches that mirror goes crazy. Is there a way to touch it where I don't go crazy? No, she did not ask that question.
This is the point, Linda. You have answered everything that I'm commenting. Why not say, hey, how can I get you it if everybody that's looked at it goes crazy? But no, but she just goes, okay then, fine, and leaves.
But also, as well, she sees the boy, and then Reese is just like, oh, not just any boy then. And she's like, no, not just any boy. And he's just like, I've just got to come up with this. That's my son. Like,
Yeah.
what?
And then he's like, okay, give me your firstborn son. And he's like, what do you mean? What? Oh, is that who you see when you talk to the bone carver? And we move on from that conversation pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
I'd
And
be
now
even
we're
pissed.
going
Like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, why didn't you tell me that?
zero conversation about it. Just like, hey, this is what happens. And here I'm going to show you into my mind. And now let's move on and go back into our townhouse and we'll go have a
Yeah.
bath finally.
Oh, wait, but before they do, they were saying, oh, I'm really, really hungry. And they come downstairs and Elaine's making bread.
Don't even. So this is another bit that annoyed me, right? The Elaine bit having fun with the other two ladies who were teaching her how to bake was lovely. Loved that. And she was like, I'm really happy to see Elaine is doing something. She's
Actually
actively doing
socializing.
something.
Yeah, and being
She's
nice and coming out of herself.
socializing.
Yes.
And the ladies were like, oh, we were going to make her something, but then she wanted to learn. And I was like, that's a lovely moment. And then they go, well, we're off to bathe, but we're really hungry. And he's like, I'm hungry for something else. Let's winnow you up. And I'm just like, what the freaking hell
Our sister
is
is traumatized.
happening? Like, this is your problem, guys. The timing of their sex is the worst. It's the worst. It's like, oh, there's a sweet moment with Elaine. And then he's like, I want some sexual hunger.
I'm hungry.
And then he winnows us up to what was the thing as well they say? She says something like there was 2 plates of food when we got to the room. And then there's obviously me, and I made sure I made the right choices. Wink. And I'm just going,
like, oh my God. I like literally, yeah, I loved Mist and Fury because you're like, right, okay, that's a romantic moment. That's like what you kind of needed. This is just like, people are dying. Right, let's have sex. Okay, my sister's just kind of coming out and getting out of her trauma. Let's have sex.
It was crazy.
So, yes.
I just remember considerably seeing the times and going, what Elaine was having such a sweet moment, and now we're here talking about you guys having sex. Get lost. I don't care about this right now. You guys are annoying me. They're almost becoming incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the next morning she's having breakfast with Nesta.
Sorry,
they don't really
before we move on, here's the quote, right? Because he saw, I owe you for last night, meaning the tent at the war camp that we said was weird. And I said, he gave me the courtesy at least of letting me pick what he consumed first, me or the food. I picked wisely. Any other time that if that was built up in a book, delicious, love it. But because it's so jarring from Elaine was this page on the left, this is about Elaine between Nuella and Cerdin talking about like baking, lovely.
Yeah, learning something.
Right page, literally the right page is I let him eat me out.
Too much information.
It's give me some breathing No.
We're getting angry here.
I know.
Look. Move along. They're having breakfast. Okay. I always really want to see their breakfast. I bet it's a great spread. Anyway.
It's like Harry Potter Hogwarts or something, or like... Yeah.
She's just got, as well, she's talking, she's just like, I don't know about what Amryn is doing and with my sister and what they're talking about. And like, she's just internalizing it. And you're like, can we just keep doing this? And Nesta's upset because she's like, you went off to battle. Why? Because I had to. People needed help. Oh, and then they're doing the whole thing.
Whatever. I don't care. At this point, she's aggravated the crap out of me. So anyway, we go into chapter 41.
Yes, just let's move on.
Seriously. So chapter 41, we get into it, and they're saying, High Lords agree to meet at the Palace of the Dawn Court.
Well, six of them agree to meet.
Yes, and it's the guy at the Dawn Court is called Thisan, I want to say, or Thisan, or Thisan. I think it's Thisan. Yeah. And again, she has a bit of twist and turn in her sleep with Rhysand, just like, oh my God, drama, whatever. He wakes her up. He takes her to a secret room in the House of Wind, which contains like different spells and objects. And then he says, what crown would you like to wear?
Jewels, yeah. I know what can help you within this nightmare. pick a jewels, pick
If
a
it's not
pearl.
sex, pick an object. That will solve the
Yeah,
problem.
the family jewels, and it's all lit up by glowworms, and but she says she goes to the one that like pulls her and stuff like that. So she
Yeah.
picks that one,
So you
and
think, oh,
she's
there
like,
must be something significant in that crown if it's pulling her attention.
yeah, but she's like night triumphant and the stars eternal. Like, oh my god, so big up yourselves. Like,
This is the problem. I'm starting to get a little bit like, I don't like Farah. She's starting to annoy me.
she's all like, yeah, we're powerful, we're amazing. It's
She's
gonna
like, the
be cool.
people just needed help, and I'm a
Yeah,
high lady, and I don't ask questions, and I haven't spoken about my father at all,
yeah.
or my sister.
None of the
Does
sisters have
anybody know
mentioned her.
Nobody's talked about her dad. The only
Nobody
time, I think
likes him after he broke his leg and got them in poverty. Nobody likes him.
it comes up in this bit where she's talking about the jewels or something, and she says her father had once made a trade for some certain jewels or
Yeah,
something.
and she should know
But
how much jewels are the
that's
merchant's
it.
daughter.
She doesn't go, what's happened to him? Where is he? Maybe he's like wrecked with worry because Nesta and Elaine have gone. Zero.
Missing, yeah. Her house has been
No
ransacked.
conversation about that. Zero. Elaine, how is she? Is she eating? Well, we saw her baking bread, so maybe.
Yeah, she must be happy now. I think she's over it now. She's been making bread with her two pals, so yeah, she's over it now. We're
She's
all
good.
Yeah.
Nesta is with Amarin. I mean, they'll figure it out, I guess. Sorry, I'm just frustrated at this point with this whole thing. And it starts to get good in this next
Yeah,
couple
from
of
chapter
chapters.
20.
But honestly, from the point where after the whole Ravens, that bit, I was just, you're
I
starting
like
to
the
take me
Semaphore
off.
battle where they were going through the different floors of the palace in the battle.
Yes,
It was just
that was well done.
after when they met Tarquin that we were just like, what did you expect? And then they started pissing me off a bit. But at the end of chapter 41, Nesta says that she's coming to the meeting. And I was like, actually, yeah, come to the meeting. It'll give it a bit more of a jazz. Come on, like, woo.
Yeah, mess it up, Nesta. Let's see. Let's
Yeah,
get some stuff. So 42. So she says, as you have just said, I'm coming, and Farah's like, great, and Rhysand's like, that's great. You can be my liaison to the human world or
Oh,
something.
God, yeah, because Freya's now High Lady. And he's like, you're about to have one hell of a first day. God.
And I'm just like, yeah, but it's the cheese. It's starting to cringe on me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Cheese.
It's the
Cheesy.
cringiness, but it's not like, ooh, juicy goodness, cheesy, yum yum. It's like cringe. But anyway, I moved past it. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And she accepts it, saying, I expect to get paid through the, whatever, the teeth. And he's like, I expect nothing less from an Archeron. And you're just like,
Move past it. Move past it, Leela. Move
just
past
get
it.
on it. You're not charming. It's not funny. Get over yourself. So anyway, they transport themselves all the way to the Dawn Court, and the Dawn Court's lovely. It's very
It's so
pretty.
pretty.
It's like
looks
got
like
lavender. And
yeah. I was kind of thinking it was more like, like in Hercules where you see ancient Egypt, but with the gods and stuff. It's kind of like that. Like loads of lovely clouds in the
yeah,
sky.
very much like
Lovely.
Hercules
Yeah.
from the Disney movie when he
Yeah,
goes
that one.
out
Disney.
and Megara is like, I won't say I'm in love. Like that
It's
vibe.
all pretty. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like looking at here. But yeah, it's all pretty and pink and all this kind of stuff. And they're going in there. And
Cassian's there, doesn't he? And Nesta, they have like a little
yeah,
moment, which is cool because Cassian sort of says, he goes, hello, Nesta. And he's like towering over her because they haven't seen each other since he's been away,
yeah.
doing his thing. And she's like, so you're alive? And then he's like, I'm sorry, were you hoping otherwise? And she's just like, you didn't come to. And then she stopped herself. So
Yes.
he didn't come to do what, Nesta? I'm not sure. Then Cassian took Nesta's slim hand in his own, interlacing their fingers, and then he folded his wings blindly, reached his other hand back towards Moore in a silent order to transport them. And you're just like, okay. And they kept looking at each other before they were then transported. And then he just says, the next time, emissary, I'll come say hello. He calls her an emissary.
He's totally cocky. I do like Cassian because he is like, he knows how to wind her up. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm like, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Okay.
Yeah,
piss her
this
off.
I'm intrigued by this
Uh-huh.
relationship for sure. But anyway, that moment happens, and then we get
Yeah.
into the night,
More is
the
pissed
dawn.
off by that. She just missed her going, what the freaking hell? More is just like, But yeah,
Another thing.
Thiessen sounds nice. Was it Thiessen? Thiessen seems like a
Tisan.
nice
Yeah.
guy. He seems like a Tarquin before the whole Blood Ruby thing happened.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up, guys, okay? He seems nice.
Yeah, and then we also meet
Helion,
Cal
Callius.
Callius, and then Callius's wife is like best friends with Moore, or they're childhood friends. So there's quite a
Yeah,
lovely moment between Moore and her friend where they giggle and high pitch and laughing and hugging and going, oh my God, because they haven't seen each other since the whole Under the Mountain
yeah.
situation.
They're all like, her name is Vivian. And she's like, she threatened, I said she should stay at home, but she threatened to freeze my balls off. And I'm like, okay. Vivian meet Freya, Freya meet Vivian, Callus's wife. She's not a high lady, but they wear furs in the middle of summer.
But what was really funny about that whole thing was there's a bit where the relationship I get from Cal is that Callius,
Callius was like,
he's just very yes, and this is how I talk. Whereas Vivian's like, oh my God, what's happening, girlfriend?
he's just like, I love you, but you're crazy. Like, okay, I'll just go with it.
Yeah,
He just lets her
remember?
have.
Yeah, he's like, this is a meeting, and also he said, what was it? He said your high squeals are a little too loud for everybody.
Yeah.
And she's like, shut your face.
He's just like, okay.
And she's like,
Control
love
your words.
you. They're like, they're mated and they're married. And then you find out that once Callias, came out of the spell.
Oh, yeah, she was not in the month.
She wasn't. So he
No.
winnowed to her immediately and was like, marry me. I'm not waiting any longer. And a beautiful thing happened. So it was lovely. Which is
Yeah.
nice because we need a little bit of happiness through the horribleness.
But yeah, she just really doesn't like take it. She just goes, sticks her tongue out and doesn't take anything.
But
Like,
it's kind of
she's
funny
not
because
she's not like, I'm to follow you, my lord. She's just like, whatever.
no, she's like, shut your face. That's what I see her like. You shut your face, okay? I love you, but like whatever. And it was funny because the reason it cements that attitude is when they go, Farrah's a high lady. Vivian's like, how come I'm not a high lady? Like,
Yeah, wait.
excuse me, like,
hang on.
why is that not coming my way? And you're just like,
Yeah.
nice.
No, you're gonna have to make her a high lady now. Yeah.
He's like, shit.
Yeah, Helion comes now, and he's a bit more cockier and not so
He's a bit of a
nice.
douche. Yeah, he's a bit of a douche.
And he just like looks at like Freya and goes, does Tamlin know what she is? And they're like,
Stirring the pot already, Helion. Yeah, he definitely does. And they're just like, ugh, all right, okay, fine. And then Tarquin arrives really late.
oh yeah, no, they're all like, they all said that it's Baron and his son's turn up first.
That's it. Baron and Eris and the other one, whatever his name is, comes
the other
in.
three that we don't really care about. So
Yeah.
is Tarquin that I can't remember. No, yeah,
Tarquin comes, but he comes late and he just ignores them and sits down. Just says
yeah,
nothing.
no, so everybody's like sat down. It's very tense, and she was saying, yeah. Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
so excited.
Yeah, Varian's there, like with Cassandra or Cressida. So they're with Tarquin as well. He ignores Rhys, and Cassian's there too, and he's been looked at really badly because of that building that he broke in Arietta. Well, it doesn't matter now because the Summer Court is doomed.
I mean, the Highburn's already done it, so
yeah. So don't peace that like Cassian. Oops. But yeah, so they're all sat down and they're all about to like talk and discuss things the poor Thies, and he's just like, we're calling this meeting today. We're going to be, he's all like neutral going, I'm Switzerland. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets to walk and everything like this.
Let's
and
all just come together and be a democracy.
Yeah. Rhysand's going to say something, and before Rhysand kicks off, who comes through the door? Cantav.
It's brilliant because the way it's described is what he says.
It's the last line.
It's like raising a unified army. It's like, that's what you want us to do, because Helion's saying, you've come here for what? So you called us to do what exactly? Raise a unified army. And then Reese is like, among other things, and then he's about to talk until, like a crack of lightning, vicious as a spring storm, he winnowed into the chamber itself, and my blood went colder than Callice's ice as Tamlin appeared and smiled like a wolf.
I know. You're just like, you know that like Freya's bricking it now. She's just like,
I was like,
you can brick it.
baller move. The fact that I was like, okay, yeah, now this dinner table just got way more interesting, and I was like, yes, please. How is Tamlin gonna talk? Because if he's smiling like a wolf, he ain't gonna be nice about it. He's not. And
No.
the next chapter does not disappoint.
No, there is so much. Like, you want it to all. It's so awkward. So awkward. I can feel the tension in here, but you want to hear it all. And everybody
But
else as well. Like, everybody else at that round table is here for the drama. They're like, give me the popcorn. I'm sitting back and I'm watching
literally,
this.
it is like, snap. Yeah, it's like, get comfortable. We're
I know,
we're
and he's
here
just
for
like,
a show.
sitting on a seat, and he's like, well, it would seem congratulations in order. And yeah, Tamlin, like, don't stop at my account. And what does Rhys say? I'm not in the business of discussing my plans with our enemies. And he goes, no, you're just in the business of fucking them.
That line made me gag. I was like, shit. And I'm just here like, I wanted to be that girl with the popcorn in the room like, oh no, he did!
He did!
Oh my god, but it doesn't just stop there. He says like a couple more things, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can tell that Freya's just like on the chair, like holding it, like going, my god, please swallow me up. I can't deal with this.
Yeah, she's just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
But he's just like, yeah, you stole my bride and stuff like this. But, and like, I love that Callus kind of tries to help. He's like, why are you here?
Yeah,
why are you here?
He's like, if you're not gonna talk about this stuff, like, let's just leave. And it's so funny. There's a bit that says a claw slid out of Tamlin's knuckle, and it says, but Tamlin only dragged that claw lightly down the carved arm of his own chair, as he once dragged them down my skin, and he smiled as if he knew precisely what memory it's triggered, but said to my mate, if you hadn't stole my bride away at night, Rhysand, I would not have been forced to take such dramatic measures to get her back. And I'm like, no, Tamlin, you're just a crazy son of a beep.
Yeah, no, that's not how to get lady. But also, I'm kind of here for it. Cause shit.
I love it. And like that, you're right. Is Callus is like, why are you here? Let's move past this. Like,
what's going on? And like, just like, she's like, Freya does try to speak up a bit. Goes, you don't get to spin this to your advantage. And Tamlin's just like, oh my god, I can't say it.
Yes, you can. Do it. Do it.
He's like, oh, when you fuck her, have you ever noticed the little sound she makes right before she climaxes? Just in front of everyone, and everyone.
I love it because it says Baron beamed, delighted. And I'm just like, I would have been Baron too. I would have been like,
oh my god. I thought Rhys would go like batshit crazy, like literally bat.
And it's so funny because he doesn't. He says a storm. He's like, Rhys turned his head, looking me over from head to toe, then back to Tamlin, a storm about to be unleashed. And then Asriel says, be careful how you speak about my high lady, which is a classic line that's been said many a time. I know, but I wonder if Asriel was like, I'm trying to not mess this meeting up. Let's try and calm it.
But he's like, oh, you're a high lady now. Tamlin's like, oh, I see. It wasn't enough just to be like my partner, my like wife. You wanted the power. Like, he's taken that to her.
Yeah, he's like, you had to have more, huh? And perhaps I underestimated you. And why serve in my court when you could rule in his? And then you can just see, like, it's going to get like a little bit more heated. But I think Rhysand, he just lets out a dark laugh afterwards, and he says, well played, Tamlin, you're learning. As in, you know, because he's trying to spin this as she's manipulative, you're trying to gain something out of it, you're all in it for yourselves and whatever.
Can I just say, He doesn't mention Lucian. He's like, hey, where's Lucian? Don't care
No.
about him. He's
I
no,
don't
he's
think
literally just there to like kick off shit with Freya.
that is his, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I want more of it. And it's
Yeah.
just beautiful deliciousness, and I love every minute of it.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, you warped my poor priestess's mind and caused her to shatter her hand. You're like,
Do you know
she,
Ianthe is a
yeah.
piece of dog crap? No.
Yeah, she's not like trying to play the victim.
But then the conversation eventually starts to steer back to what the purpose of the meeting is. And they're sort of now talking to Rhys about how he was with Amarantha for so long. And
Yeah.
there was the whole murder of the children things, and that he didn't really do
In
anything to
Wintercourt.
stop it. Yeah. So naturally, Callias is annoyed about that. And he's like, I did try, but they're like, nah, or whatever. They're trying to pin it on him, but he then just says that
You're like, you're just the monster.
yeah, and then he just says, no, I live with that every day. And then he also says about she wanted to kill you, the High Lord of the Winter Court, but I managed to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, what's the proof then? Do you have any proof of this? And he's like, well, no, of course I don't have proof about it.
Yeah.
So I do feel kind of bad for Rhys at this point. He's just
Yeah.
they're all kind of ganging up a little bit on him about
Yeah.
Amaranth's whore again. Whore.
Freya's like, no, I believe you. And then Thomas, no, then Baron says, it's the woman who gave an innocent girl's name in her steed. And I was like, poor Claire.
Baron also says, who knew that a cult could be so persuasive? And then Eris is like, father, cut the crap. But it's all getting heated. And,
it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. It's great.
But what's quite good with Helion, as much as he is a bit of an aggravating douchebag, he does say to Tamlin, who's like offering a couple of jabs back and forth, he does say, you're beginning to become tedious, Tamlin. As in, you're being a child, Tamlin.
Yeah, I kind of got that. It was just like, okay, you've made the jabs, you've made the whole thing. We all know that you're bitter about it, but we're here for the drama. But now, like, can we just like there's literal war? Like, poor Tarquin's like got no city left, and you're still like.
Tarquin's having to listen to this crap, and he's like, "Do you know what I've just endured? Any of you?"
Yeah, just what the hell I've had to go through, and they're trying to bring it back to like Highburn movements. And saying, Tamlin, why are you here? Because you literally are working for like Highburn, aren't you? And he's like, no, I didn't. Why do you think I invited them to the house and to my lands? No, why? Your people have gone. Like, it was never a good idea.
No,
you did it just for Freya.
Because what it says, why do you think I invited them to the house, into my lands? I once told you I would fight against tyranny, against that sort of evil. Did you think you were enough to turn me from that? It was so easy for you to call me a monster, despite all I did for you, for your family, yet you witnessed all that he did under the mountains and still spread your legs for him. Fitting, I suppose. He whored for Amarantha for decades. Why shouldn't you be his whore in return? And you're like...
He did. He like literally threw his lands under the bus for Freya. That's how petty he was. He is so petty.
And it's cool because like eventually like Callias goes, Tamlin, like, are you here as an ally of Highburn or Pythian? What are you here for? And then he's like, I stand against Highburn. And then quite rightfully, Helion is like, prove it. Because
I want to prove it. Because I know like they're going to discuss their plans and he's just going to take it back to Highburn. Or he's just going to say, oh yeah, I went to the meeting. And then Ianthe's going to go, tell me about it. And then Ianthe will sell everybody out again.
That's it. No, just the whole circle again, the whole circle. And you're going to go, great. You just sold everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Tamlin just like, he can't answer the question. So he's just like, yeah, how come none of us knew about that, about the whole summer court, like burning down and being a wall? Like none of us were able to get there in time because no one told us. But you seem to know Night Court and you were there in the battle. How come you knew? So you must know about Highburn's movements and you must be working with Highburn. And then kind of kicks off and says, "Oh, they received word because I warned them." And even Tarquin's like, "What? What?" Like he
Yeah,
didn't know. Like, oh God,
Tarquin's
what
kind
does he not know?
like Tarquin's like, I mean, Varian put his bot on the line there, to be fair.
Yeah, but maybe just tell Tarquin that before the meeting. Like now he just looks like he can't have a handle on his core. He's like, no one's telling me anything.
I know, it's so bad. It's like he whipped his head round, his cousin brow high with surprise.
Yeah.
Perhaps you're working with them too, Tamlin says, and you're next in line after all, because he's the prince of Adriatic,
Yeah, he is
right?
princess.
And
But
then it's just like, Tamlin, just shut
oh,
up.
okay, I love the jabs, but
Do you
like,
know
come
what?
on now,
Tamlin's like, you know those TV shows, those reality TV shows like The Housewives of Beverly Hill or whatever. Tamlin's like, and maybe you are opened your legs for your whore. And you're just like,
God, yeah, it keeps going. Like he has a go at like Nesta. Yeah, they have a go at Ianthe, and
yeah.
like yeah, Cassian's like getting into it, going, "Don't talk about Nesta that way."
Yeah, what does he say about Nesta? If you want someone to blame for this, perhaps you should first look in the mirror.
And Tamlin snares at her, and he goes, "Watch it."
Yeah, that's
Seems
what
like the other
Tamlin says.
preference. And then and then he sees Cassian, and he's just like, seems like other preferences run in the Archeron family too. Like he literally is just trying to kick off, and he's wanting someone to make a move so like, he looks like the victim or something. But then like he's not getting an apology and everything, and like Tamlin goes on, and then I think Rhys just has enough, and Tamlin's mouth simply stopped emitting sounds. He shut his mouth, opened it, and tried again. But as Rhys ripped away Tamlin's ability to speak, yeah, he just did.
I
Like,
mean,
thank God.
that's impressive. Like that is impressive. What good is a phone call if you're unable to speak?
That's exactly what I thought. That bit in the Matrix when it's out, that I thought that's what I envisioned. But yeah, and I think
But
Rhys did it as well.
can I just
Yeah,
can I just appreciate something Tamlin said before his mouth was sealed? Was when Farah says, "What do you want? An apology for me to crawl back into your bed
yeah.
and play nice little wife?" And he's like, "Why should I want spoiled goods returned to me?" And you're like, the moment you let him fuck you, like, and then I was like,
And then he's
yeah, that was the point. That was the point where you're like, you got nothing good to say? Shut it.
shut up now, Tamlin. Nobody wants to hear it. And that's where we end. Because it's just like, boom. Well, what was that? Disaster breakfast.
I love it. It's like the gaping fish look is good one for you, Tamlin. And I was just like, that just shows the power that Rhys has over
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, they're probably like the High Lords are like, shit, who knew this meeting was gonna end up this way?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you can just imagine everyone going back to their courts, right? And going, how was the meeting? Sit down. I got the tea.
Let me tell you the gossip.
Let me tell you what happened. Okay, so we're sat in there. We're about to kick off. And then Tamlin roars in like an absolute savage. Next up, him and Farah, total bitch fest.
Yeah, and then they're going to go, but what's going to happen with the war? Are we protected?
Oh, we don't even care.
We didn't even get that.
That's not important. What's important is the shit that went down.
We didn't get to the war. We're probably screwed. But
let's talk about the gossip. And then they're like, come on. And it's just like a newsletter that goes around. Prithian high like newsletter. Shit went down in this meeting.
Whistle down. My lord, whistle down.
Dearest reader, an alarming event went beheld at the Prithian meeting of the High Lords when a certain wolf.
The lower Fae will get the
and they're like, oh, yes, we did hear. We hear L.
But yeah, that's how it ends. Tamlin got no voice. Everyone's pissed off at him. I don't know how Freya can show her face now, knowing everybody knows her business. But yeah, and then we go.
And then we get into chapter 45, where
but we stopped.
No, we supposed to. Did you not read chapter 45?
No, that's where we stopped. We stopped at
chapter 45.
No, we gotta stop this. That's where we stopped.
I thought we were to read chapter 4. No?
Up to chapter 45.
Okay. See, I thought I had to read it.
No, you've got confusion.
In which case, I'm fine then. I'm up to date.
Yeah, done. That's where we stopped.
Okay,
Will
so
we learn
then
about will we learn about how they're going to come together for this war? Probably not. Do you think
no,
this is going to be like something else where nothing happens, like when they went to see the bone carver? Probably. This was a waste of time.
I will say from the chapters that we've read, 31, now ending at 45, about to start 40. No, sorry, ending at 44, about to start 45, but we've stopped at 44. Is I enjoyed the story, especially the Tamlin T one. That for me brought it from like, I'm really frustrated to, oh yeah, this is why I'm here. Okay. Because the Raven thing was really cool, and learning about the mysterious, kind of not really, learning about the mysterious dark creature that's going to come up again because she's made a deal with it.
Who's going to talk to it? Who's going to talk to it?
I don't know. Maybe Nesta, maybe Elaine. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
maybe they'll get something. She needs somebody to talk to. But other than the big summer court fight, I would say I got quite frustrated because I'm sick of Farah not asking questions and just going, I guess they're doing it. And I think the way they handled Tarquin was really crappy. It was a really shitty thing. And the way that they just dismiss Elaine all the time is really shitty. And the sex in this section, really unnecessary. And that's me saying that. That's me saying that. And I'm like, oh, give me the smut. No, you have to have the smut for the right reasons. And these people that's what I'm saying. Oh, Elaine's baking. Let's have sex. No! Oh, millions of people are screaming, dying. Let's have sex. 12 people died the next day. What?
Also, I find like everybody was very quick to dismiss like Lucian. Lucian's like, I'll help find this queen. He goes off. It's like it's another Elaine thing. He's like, all right, thanks for like volunteering. He's like, okay, I'll go volunteer myself. Bye. All right, let's go. Let's go do something else. No one talks about it. Like, they get to this high lord thing. Lucian has literally been with like Tamlin for 500 years. Does Tamlin care? Nah.
Tamlin doesn't care. His brothers, mother, and father don't care.
Yeah,
nobody
the Night
cares.
Court are like, all right, he's off. Bye. And yeah, poor Lucian. I'm just like,
I feel
friend.
I do feel bad for Lucian now. I really do. And I kind of hope, you know what? Maybe it's just best that he's away. Just
get away from
some peace. Just toxic. I honestly thought Nesta was going to do more in that meeting, but I think maybe she was just sat there watching it with the popcorn, and that was what happened. And then the only bit that it came up was Cassian going, watch it. And that's it.
Remember, this is the first time like that Nesta has seen Tamlin from like the last time she saw him was like a giant like beast out of her like coming into his house, into her house.
Oh my God! Also, this is supposed to be the guy that she went through all that crap for. And she's going, this is the guy?
This is the beast that came to our door and you fought for him? No, this guy is
I hope that when they get back, that she's like, Farah, sit down. What the F is wrong with you and your relationships? You're a dumbass.
Remember when you told me not to marry that guy and like court of thorns with those roses? And I was a bit bitter about it. Like, this is the situation.
It's so true. It's like, remember when you double standard me and said, don't marry that guy when I was human? And this is the crap that you're pulling? Like, bear in mind, she sat there, high lady, wearing a crown on her head, looking like $1 million, with her fated mate, who's the High Lord of the Night Court, setting up this meeting. She's already, I mean, it's like, which High Lord hasn't she fucked? Like, it's gonna get to that point. Well, I hit on Tarquin, but obviously, you know, and then I had sex with Tamlin, sex with Reese. Maybe, you know, I could hit on someone else.
Yeah, who's got? I mean, she was all saying like, "Oh, Thesan looks nice, doesn't he?" Like, oh my God.
He was very beautiful. I would like to hump him. No, Farah, no.
Stay away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if they actually do the battle, but I really have like doubts that it's just like nothing. This is going to be a nothing chapter.
I'm not gonna lie, if this is what Tamlin's like, give me more of it. Because I prefer this Tamlin, who is just bitter and like a sassy little bitch, to Tamlin being like, I just really want to take care of you and I'm like not going to talk to you about my problems. I would rather
We're gonna
he
talk about
talk like
problems.
this and go, because wow, this is the most open conversation he's ever had in his life.
We
He
have
never
to.
communicates and now he's like, well, if you want to fuck her.
Yeah, this actually is like the most communication we've had from Tamlin, because mostly
Yeah,
he's like, where are you going? I can't tell you. I'll be gone for 2 days. Like, what happened there? I can't tell you. Or he just runs off.
yeah, but you know what I can't understand is where is the Farah that when Lucian came in a mist and fury and he said, I need to take you back to the spring court, she
No.
was like, you weren't there and you didn't do this. Tamlin said this and you know, like she's laying it out. She's saying,
Yeah.
you effed up and I'm not taking it anymore. Where's that Farah? Like, where's the communication of going, Tamlin, Ianthe is toxic. She did this to me. You starved me. I was dying. You didn't listen to me. You locked me in a house and just laying it all out there. I know he might turn around and go, blah, blah, blah. I'm not listening. I don't care. But the point is she's laid it all out. At the moment she's going,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, this is the same shit. It's the same. What's everyone doing? I guess it's fine. Well, maybe we should talk about things to Tarquin. I don't really want to deal with it. I guess we'll talk about it later.
You got to deal with it now. It's on the table now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, poor Tarquin hasn't even gone. Like, he's only got, hey, Varian, I'm sorry, what? You were talking to people and I didn't know about it?
Yeah, he's just like, what? But I think he's just been like, what have I walked into? I literally thought people were coming here today to support the summer court and like help us through the battle. What have I just walked into?
I know, but that's what's brilliant is that you walk into a meeting to discuss, are you against Highburn and what can we do collaboratively to solve the issue of them taking over to Prynthian? No, we're here to talk about how Tamlin is pissed at Farah and she's shagging. And it's just
It's like, oh my God, this guy has seen like probably loads of people die in the last 24 hours. Then they're all here. He's like, I don't have time for this. I actually think if I was Tarquin, I would be like, call me later because I can't deal with this right now. I've got more important things.
Listen, this is just giving me a brilliant idea and I definitely think we should do this. I think the next time, possibly at a book retreat that we do as a big group of us, we reenact the scene as if it's like the desperate housewives of Prythian, and we just reenact this and Tamlin comes in, well, you're a slut! And then she's like, and then Tarquin's like, I literally came here to have a conversation, and this shit kicks off. And then he's like, yeah, I knew about it. You did? And then Baron's like, I loved it. I wanted to get in on the juicy shit. So I put in the cockpit and said, haha, must be a great cock. And then Eris is like, my dad just won't stop. It's so hard to control this family. I just want all of that shit to happen. We are doing it.
But yeah, it just was hilarious. Just that, oh my God. I don't know how, yeah. So we'll see you next time. How this meeting concludes.
Well, okay, we all know that with a Sarah J. Maas book, she goes la 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 la, and then when it gets to the end, she goes and assaults us. So
Boom.
I feel that the next section that we read is probably a bit of like la la la, but then the next part will be assault.
After that.
So let's so that's us finished our discussion of this particular episode. What are the next chapters we are reading, Linda?
So we're going to start at chapter 45 and we're going to read up to 58. Do not read chapter 58.
Okay. Thank you for the clarity.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay, we're reading up to 57, not including 58. Understood. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you again next week, where we'll be talking more about what the heck is going on in this meeting and more. What further drama? What? Maybe the cereal will give some extra tea. I don't know, because we're getting a lot of tea from just Tamlin being a little snarky little bitch.
Well, we're getting answers. Will anybody ask any questions?
I need people to ask questions. Or somebody, or more. Just give her more platform. More needs
Well,
more.
nobody think of Elaine or Lucian.
I swear, I don't even understand it. I can't. But yes, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday. But in the meantime, be good and don't be a sassy bitch like Tamlin.
Don't be bitter like Tamlin.
Yeah. Talk about your feelings.
It's healthy. But yeah,
Okay.
see you next time.